My name is Nick Holbenda. I use he, him, his pronouns. I'm head of digital initiatives at Tufts University's Tisch Library. I'm also serving as Hyrax product owner, which I have done since November 2024. And this is the update on Hyrax, which combined with Rob Kaufman's update later in this session, you should get a full picture of the current and future state of this repository platform. So Hyrax is a customizable Samvera-powered repository platform, which is suitable for many use cases, institutional data and digital collections. I'm sure there are other use cases, and yeah, if you have one that should be on this list, please let me know. I'm going to talk about what's been new in Hyrax since Samvera Connect last fall. So since October 2025, I've been pretty busy. Here are a few of the initiatives that we've completed, as well as some new features that are available or soon to be available in a new release. Welcome to Rob Kaufman, the Hyrax and Haiku Tech Coordinator. We're really grateful for Rob's availability to serve the community and to help both of these platforms progress in tandem with the features that they incorporate. Also complete since last fall, we've incorporated bulk racks in all the new racks instances, which means that you can now bulk import and export into the Fedora 4, Postgres, and Fedora 6 versions of Hyrax, otherwise known as DASI, Copy, and Serenia. This allows us to test and more quickly review changes to bulk racks in Hyrax, as well as doing performance testing on the repository platforms themselves. And if you'd like access to any of these new racks instances, please let me know, or you can post a message into our Slack channel, which I'll share with you later. We've also incorporated flexible metadata in Hyrax in all three versions. There are a few outstanding issues with the Fedora 4 version of this, and we're going to also start doing more testing on Fedora 6, but the Postgres or copy version of Hyrax is fully tested and functional with flexible metadata there. We have really exciting progress with audio and video works in Hyrax. First, we now produce IIIF version 3 manifests, which enabled us to use the universal viewer a little earlier this year for audio and video. And many thanks to Kirk Wang and others at Notch 8 for incorporating that work. After that, we incorporated the Clover IIIF viewer for audio and video works, with also a path forward for incorporating RAMP in the future as well. This will enable an even better AV user experience and allows us to support VTT transcripts and captions. And this is we're especially thankful to Tiffany Chan at University of Victoria, as well as Chris Kolvar, Dhananjay Wathana, Kirk Wang, and others for your guidance in providing the path forward for this user experience improvement in Hyrax and also increased accessibility support. Notch 8 did a lot of work for Haiku that got passed down to Hyrax, including the ability to have redirects and URL slugs, which got incorporated last week. And we made many accessibility improvements and published a VPAT for Hyrax last year, which we'll talk about in the next session, me and Christine Peterson. Many thanks to those who worked on documentation in Hyrax through community sprints, as well as the documentation working group. I think it's in a much better state than when we were last year, and it continues to improve. We have some work that's still in progress. We are working with Antleaf, Paul Walk, and others to incorporate Core Notify alongside Hyrax and the features within Hyrax to enable those publishing and workflow improvements to enable that, as well as a Rails 8 upgrade. So we have a major release that's imminent. So many of those features that I mentioned have been incorporated within the past couple of months, and they often get added to main as like a pleasant surprise. We need to issue a release to make these available and be able to move forward with future releases after that. We also see a potential for community sprint work on triple IF player choice. So we've incorporated the Clover triple IF viewer. There's also the option for the universal viewer for audio video works, as well as a path forward for ramp, which I mentioned. And we'd really love to have it more elegantly selectable as to what type of viewer you'd use. We've also seen some recent discussions about the draft spec of the presentation API 4.0, which John Cameron mentioned, and how it handles alternative text. So we'd really like to be on board as soon as that's released to be able to incorporate that in Hyrax as well, since alt text in the universal viewer is an issue that's difficult to address or requires kind of a hacky approach up until now. And then there's always dependency work to keep on top of. And after we complete Rails 8, we'll need to address Solar 9 and Blacklight 8, among other things. Many thanks to all that contributed to Hyrax. These are all the folks who've committed code to Hyrax, as well as those who've maintained documentation, tested QA, and anyone else who's helped out to improve and maintain Hyrax over the past year. I'll speak briefly about the Hyrax Maintenance Working Group. The Hyrax Maintenance Working Group supports the core maintenance and development for Hyrax. We fix bugs and other issues and review pull requests that others submit for Hyrax. These are the folks that have participated in the Maintenance Working Group. It's not a group that you have to receive special permission to join. Anyone is welcome to join. And we really are thankful for your time in helping maintain this platform. So please get involved. We sprint 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, year round. We have daily 15-minute stand-ups at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're currently doing a maintenance working group sprint that will end the end of next week. And you'll see many updates about this on the Hyrax channel on Samvera Slack. And then finally, a brief update from the Hyrax interest group. You can join the Hyrax interest group to learn about Hyrax, whether you are familiar with it or you're curious about what this platform is all about. We discuss issues and strategies that affect Hyrax and its many use cases. It's also a great way to get feedback on in-progress work and potential solutions to get consensus from the community and figure out what our approach might be to solving problems. It's also the interest group home for the maintenance working group, which I just mentioned. And this year so far, we've had a lot of fun. It's been really enlightening speaking with people at institutions that use Hyrax. So we've spoken with a different institution each month, and folks have been gracious with their time to join and share how their Hyrax implementation is going, what their migration plans are, what's really working well, and what are pain points, and finding out ways that we in the community can better support your institution and how you want to use Hyrax. And we hope to continue this series throughout the year to hear from folks. So we meet the second Wednesday of the month at 11 a.m. Eastern. This is a change. We used to meet at 11:30, but these discussions have grown a little. So we meet for a full hour, and our next meeting is on June 10th. Thank you.